How?
You see, you can put your cursor at your face, and then you can see 3 dots on the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me try, but I'm not able to. Wait.
You can see the 3 dots on the top right of your face.
Yeah, but I don't see. Okay.
No, you click that, and then you
okay.
can see
No.
at backdrop.
No.
You don't have it?
Why? Oh. No, I don't. Why? Oh. Let me try. I don't know why.
Yeah. Brother No, can you check? Because I also cannot find the option when I put the cursor on the 3 dots. The 3 dots. Oh, there is. You put the when
Yeah.
your picture has the green screen, the green frame, then you see the top right. There's 3 dots, 3 white dots on the blue box, small box.
No. I don't see them.
You don't see them?
Yeah. No.
You bring your cursor to your picture.
Okay.
All right. Can you see that on your top?
No.
No.
No. I usually, but I don't.
But you don't see now. Okay.
What can I do?
Brother No, can you help?
To learn, Doctor, because tomorrow will be my session.
What?
I think it's fine.
I also want to learn how to set up the background, because tomorrow will be my session.
Yeah. You okay? One last time, yeah. You bring your cursor to your picture,
Okay.
right? So once you see it on your picture,
let me do this. Okay. Wait.
Then you see the 3 white dots.
Yes, but I don't have the screen here.
I don't have the screen.
Which means that we have to start the video, isn't it?
No need.
No need.
Yeah.
Which one?
Just bring your cursor to the place where it's either your picture or your name.
Yes, but the fact is I don't have the screen in this computer now. So maybe I can just
and then
no.
And then
there's 3 dots there.
And then you click on the 3 dots.
Right click
right click. You just click on it. Just click on it.
All right.
It will appear there. Choose virtual background.
Oh, choose virtual background. Okay. All right.
I don't have the background in this computer.
Oh, you don't have the background.
What
do you have your WhatsApp in your computer? Brother No can send the picture now?
No, but you can send me by email. But I don't have in the. Can you send me by email? But now it's very late to upload.
Yeah, so. I think it's okay, Sister Annamaria.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, I've done. I know.
Okay,
I've done, but I don't open my video, but
all right.
I can see it.
Okay,
all right. Thank you.
Okay, inshallah, we start now. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Welcome everybody to the International Halal Conference, the 5th edition for this year 2024. And the theme for this year is Understanding and Implementing Ethical Frameworks in the Global Halal Economy. Today is our day 4, session 4. And without further ado, I will now invite the first presenter, Sister Annamaria Aisha Tiozzo, the founder and president of World Halal Development, Halal Roma, to make her presentation. The Annamaria, please.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Please allow me to share my screen. Just a moment. Can you see my screen?
Yes, but you need to do screen show, please. All right, it's screen show now. It is screen show now.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Annamaria Aisha Tiozzo. I'm president of the Italian Halal Certification Center, Wad Italia, Halal Roma. But I'm also teaching Islamic marketing at school, at university. So my topics, very quickly, will be about the need to integrate Islamic business ethics, halal certification, and Islamic marketing for the development of halal brand. As a certification center, I heard that also the previous speakers yesterday was talking about the need for the certification center to insert ethics, good practices in our job. But the topic of my speech today is made more for the companies that apply halal certification to their companies or products. But what is Islamic branding, halal branding, Islamic marketing? Especially in non-Islamic countries, they think that Islamic marketing is the marketing of religion. Islamic marketing is not how to market Islam, but it is about promoting the Islamic, it's how the religion impacts on consumption. So it is a process that goes from the beginning, from creating the product or the service to selling to a consumer that is targeted by religion, by Islamic identity, not by geolocalization, not by race, not by customs, but instead by devotion of his faith. I put devotion in block letters. Why? Because Islamic marketing is targeting the part of us that are devoting, that are good, that are practicing Islam. We all know that we can have a product that we can sell to Islamic countries, but not necessarily it is halal. So when we want to promote a halal product, so we are promoting to a Muslim consumer that is really devoted to his faith. And why? We know that as Muslims, in the day of judgment, we will have to ask 5 questions. One of these will be how we have earned and how we have used our wealth. And we will have 4 kinds of people. The one earning from haram and spending on halal. The one earning from halal and spending on haram. The one earning and spending on haram. And the one that we all want to be the one earning from halal and spending on halal. But who is the consumer we are targeting when we are doing Islamic marketing, Islamic branding? Some marketers has identified who is the Muslim futurist. It is a young consumer because we know that in quite all Islamic countries, more than 60% of the consumer are under 30. With medium-high purchasing capacity, influential and connected to the global network, to huge and habitual use of internet. I know that in the next presentation we will talk about internet and apps and how technologies can help the development of halal industry. But, and this is the most important part, also more traditional than their parents. They speak with pride about their identity, and they are linked to the value of faith in which they identify more than in their race. And yet they are very global and open to other cultures. So this is the profile of the typical consumer for the halal industry for Islamic marketing. I don't need to focus, but I want to remind for eventually attendant that are not very informed about the halal sector. So we have different and various sectors like halal food, Islamic finance, Muslim-friendly travel, modest fashion, pharma, cosmetics, and media. And here we have a table who are the main producer or actors in the different segments. But what we have to know is that a big percentage of the companies that are producing or promoting halal products or services are non-Muslims. And this is the reason why our standards, particularly OIC's MIC, ask to the certification centers to be Muslim identity. One of the responsibilities that we have as halal certification centers is to transmit to our customers, to the companies, these values that obviously they cannot understand alone. So we have two different points of view. The ethics that the company must apply and the ethics that the certification center must apply. In OIC's MIC 1, that is the standard related to food, that is the standard that is intended to be applied in the 57 OIC countries, OIC standing for Organization of Islamic Cooperation. We have a lot of sentences that regards the ethic to apply. First of all, we know that when we talk about Islamic rules, we refer to what Allah legislates for Muslims that derives from Holy Quran and from Sunnah. We have point 8, all food safety measures shall be suitable for use in halal sector. Point 10, it is free from non-halal and najis component according to risk-based approach. And especially the point 12 and 13, with presentation for the market. The shape of the packaging, physical form or packaging, the content of label, illustration, etc. of food shall not be in conflict with Islamic ethics. Claims used for food shall not be described or presented in a manner that is false, misleading, create a wrong impression, reading its character in any respect, and shall be justifiable. Legal requirement, the point 13, the product shall comply with the relevant requirement currently in force in country in addition to the requirement. So the product must be also legal. Obviously, the standard must be very general. So to explain to companies, to producers, what is the Islamic ethics? What are the Islamic ethics? The standard is talking is not easy, especially when the producer is non-Muslim. From here, they need to integrate the standards with more description about the Islamic business ethic and about Islamic marketing. Should we insert new description in the existing standards, or should we have a standard only dedicated to the Islamic business ethics like I think OIC SMIC is doing. I think both, because it will not be easy to convince the producers to apply another standard. And it will not be easy for the certification center to convince the producer to have training on Islamic marketing, for example. But going to the topic, Islamic marketing is like all the other marketing, has his 4P, for product, price, promotion, and place. But obviously, there's some difference in the value of these 4Ps. About product, the product must be Sharia compliant, must be halal and taib, so clean, poor, safe, environment friendly, must have no harm to animal, so not tested on animal, must be ethical, should not use the name of Allah in his branding or labeling, must be durable, no harm the consumer, must have traceability, accurate labeling, halal packaging, must be separate from non-halal during all stages of production or of commercialization. About price, we know that profit maximization is not the priority on Islamic selling. Social welfare is more important. Fear God in pricing. Price cannot change if quality and quantity are not changed. Price must be the right price and make happy the two counterparts. No cheating, no switch and bait pricing, no hoarding, no manipulation. And about this, one unethical practice is the combo, what is referred like the cost of being a Muslim. This is a table we have for European prices of halal, and it's amazing what is this, the spread from conventional to halal products, going from 26% to 122% or to 400% more for baby products. And yes, this is a table that shows us what is the perception of the consumer, how much the consumer is willing to pay more if the product is certified. But we have to remember to the companies that we certify that these kind of retail price differences are non-Islamic. So this is a typical case in which we have an opportunity for the company, but this opportunity make the products non-halal because we are not following the Islamic ethics in pricing. So remember, the price can change if the quantity and quality of the products can change. Yes, the quality is changed because we have halal certification, but not to this extent. The promotion, advertising, no to the use of suggestive language and behavior, no to manipulative and comparative advertising, no sexual appeal, no swearing in the name of Allah, no use of religious word or sign of any religion, no exaggeration, no false assertion, no misleading, no suggesting as halal something that is haram, not using the logo in non-halal certified products. And we have a part on the OIC's MIC standards that regards particularly how we present the product in the market. So this part is covered by the standard, but must be explained better. The place. no corner market, no restriction on the market, no coercion, no unnecessary delay, no boycott due to the different beliefs. We have to respect all the consumers. What about the new selling channels like drop shipping, like the pyramidal sales? You know that drop shipping is when you don't own the goods and you resell. In our practices, you must be the owner of the product to sell it, okay? And in this P, we also comprise what is the rules for the shops, the markets. For example, in the Friday days, for Friday closure, prayers facility, and so on. Obviously, we have regional variation in global halal market because we have to differentiate what are the markets for halal. We have a multicultural market, Muslim majority market, and a Muslim minority market. And obviously, these three markets are very different when we are talking about placing. In fact, we have different markets, but also we have, as I told you before, different producers that can be Muslims or non-Muslim. One does not need to be a Muslim to market to Muslims, and anyone can implement Islamic marketing regardless of his faith. By the way, what is important is to observe the principles of Islamic marketing. To market to Muslims, marketers need to be aware of whether they are target markets that are Muslim majority countries or minor Muslim markets, and or international markets, and be aware of the differences. One very important date is that 30% of consumer of halal are non-Muslims. Why is this? Because halal is increasingly associated with the concept of being very near to the bio, to vegetarian, to organic, to GMO-free, environmentally friendly, not tested on animals. It is considered the antidote to the globalization, promote itself as local, traceable, eco-ethical. This is why, with all these concepts, it is very close to all the worldwide companies that want to identify themselves as ethical companies, independently from their religious beliefs. I want to end with this picture of our Ramadan. This is in our office in the moment in which we are breaking our fasting. To end by wishing you all Ramadan Kareem, and hoping that we will see very soon a new standard on ethical, on halal certification and on Islamic marketing. Thank you so much. Masalama.
Thank you very much, Sister Annamaria. Very insightful presentation. But if I may add a bit my point of view, I would say that you mentioned that the presentation you focus on this marketing is focused on the majority on the manufacturer or the supplier of products.
Yeah.
But I would say the HCB can use this 4 Ps also because they provide service, right? And I would also say that, I would also say that if they attend, the HCB personnel attend this sort of courses also, they can be the people who can convey these messages, right? While they're doing the
Absolutely.
audit, they can just put up their views, their suggestions to the producer, to the auditee, to the companies that they are auditing about this concept, and indirectly they're providing da'wah about what true Islam is. So I think we
Exactly.
work
If I
together.
may,
Yeah.
if I can comment,
Yes.
yes, I was not going deeply into the Halal certification centers because I know that it was a topic of another presenter yesterday. And I was willing to, but I didn't want to repeat again.
Yeah.
What is the problem for the certification center in spreading the message? That as a certification center, we have to base our audit on this standard. So if the standard does not provide this requirement, we cannot, during the audit, ask to the company to fulfill this requirement because it's not part of the standard and it's not part of the responsibility or not. I don't say the responsibility, it's not part of what the auditor have to do. Hence, from there, the importance that this ethics must be in the standard because this will allow the certification center to require the company to adapt to the standard. And also as a certification center, we cannot provide training, unfortunately, to the companies that we certify. Okay, for sure, we can do some general training, maybe that the company can be invited to attend, okay, that should not be part of the audit anyway.
Correct.
And this is exactly the reason why we should have a standard that have this ethics inside, ethics part inside, or we should have another standard which the company can apply. Like we can see in the normal certification in the ISO, okay, you can have a 22,000, but then you can ask to have something more, to have also some audit in sustainability, in working place, in how can I say, the gender situation of the company and so on. So what is the decision? Do we have to implement the existing standards with new rules on Islamic ethics, or do we need a standard that the company may decide to apply and to be a little bit more? This is my question. Thank you so much for your comment.
I can see your point on that. Then it's something that we can pursue with the TC when they put up the draft for comments. And yeah, let's work on that. It's a very good discussion, and I hope that during the panel session it can be explored further. All right. So I guess thank you so much. Without further ado, I took up a bit of a time in this discussion. I would like now to invite Sister Adlin Dato Masood to present her topic on what is ethical and ethical in marketing and brand development. Sister Annamaria, if you could unshare your screen, please.
Oh, yes, sorry. Okay.
All right. Okay, Sister Adlin, could you continue? Yeah, thanks.
Okay, I'm going to start soon. Thank you so much. Okay, fine. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, your screen is.
Yes, I will start the session now. Yeah. Okay.
You need to. Sister Adlin, is there any way that you can make your voice a bit louder?
You want me to be louder? Wait a minute. I'll do it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Audio settings. Hold on. Is this better?
Yes, very much better. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Alhamdulillah. I managed to learn how to do it within such a short time. Okay,
That's
now
great.
anyway, I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Adlin. I'm from the Faculty of Economics and Muamalat from Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia. I have been involved in quite a few things, but my current passion is actually halal. Although, like our sister Annamaria, she's also an expert in marketing. So I've sort of changed a bit. Yeah, I prefer to talk about not just the ethical tightrope, but also the solution that can be provided, just a very little bit. Because I know the next few sessions they will talk about IR 4.0 technology. Okay, right. So what is marketing? Sister Annamaria has already said, but the one thing is it's a unique challenge, as it is marketing that must adhere to Islamic principles of fairness, honesty, and social responsibility while reaching Muslim consumers in a competitive marketplace. I'm not mentioning non-Muslim consumers, the 30% that Sister Annamaria was saying, but I know I've been doing research and there are increasing number of non-Muslim who buy halal food. Okay, so from that Islamic perspective, right, ethical marketing aligns with principles of honesty, transparency, and fairness. But companies must actually provide accurate information about products and services to ensure they meet certain standards, which are ethical standards. And one of them is actually emphasizing the importance of fulfilling promises. Because we must always remember halal food is for the well-being of consumers. So we cannot just simply say, oh, our food is halal, but we forget about tawib. Just because we want to go for profit maximization, which many companies, especially the non-Muslim companies, are doing. Because when you talk about halal marketing, it is about value maximization. Okay, another important part is halal certification from reputable authorities to ensure that it's in compliance with Islamic dietary laws. Now, a lot of companies, they prefer to go to consultants, especially in Malaysia. And then the consultants sometimes are not actually from a reputable halal certifying body. And sometimes they do not know, because I seem to recall there was one time a friend, I think he told me this story about 9 years ago. And this Chinese guy, he was really sincere about getting halal certification. And he was told by this consultant if they were to buy a, sort of a knife, a special knife. So when you use this knife, then therefore, anything that you slaughter will be halal. So that is very unethical. For me, that is the peak of unethical, right? Other than that, in order to highlight this ethical part of it, we must genuinely show the attributes of the products without exploiting consumers' religious sentiments. Okay. Now, when you talk about halal compliance, all the companies must actually show that they are transparent. They must show the label about the ingredients, the sourcing, and the halal certification process. Now, this you can see in a lot of halal products whereby there is a logo. There is a logo, yes, definitely there is a logo. But whether the logo is from a reputable halal certifying body or not, that's a different matter. In Malaysia, we have JAKIM, and JAKIM has informed us such halal certifying body is recognized by JAKIM. So we put the trust to JAKIM. But wherever it is in the world, I wouldn't know whether it is correct or not. But another part of it is the information about the ingredients. Some of the ingredients, they use sauce. I mean, they use code, E something something, right? We don't know. So I would like to suggest that if you can the company, we will suggest them to have QR codes. And with that QR codes, they can foster trust and confidence from the consumers, because the consumers can actually use their smartphone and look at the QR code. So this QR code, if it is backed by blockchain, it can definitely help to create tamper-proof records. Other than that, respectful representation and avoid stereotypes or exploiting religious identity. Here, the solution would be that maybe the halal certifying body, or maybe MCC, meaning the communication, Ministry of Communication, they can look at the AI-powered sentiment analysis. As I know, in Malaysia, we have the NPRA, the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency. So they use this to detect any complaints from consumers, and from there, they will take action. Social responsibility, the brands should sincerely commit to social good and environmental sustainability, and therefore they must, wherever possible, when they give their annual report, things like that, right, they will show how they have integrated sustainability into their reports. I take an example. It's quite simple. Right now, the whole world, United Nations has encouraged or tried to motivate all the companies, not just Muslim companies, but they try to motivate people to use SDG, right? Sustainable Development Goal, and also ESG, ethical, sustainable, ethical, sustainable goals, right? So the governance, yeah. So just now we were talking about whether we can impose this on them, but I feel that if the United Nations was, more serious, then it won't be just from the Muslim community, but from the United Nations. Okay. And just now we also were exposed about pricing and promotions. So Islam really said that there must be fair, we must have fair and avoid deceptive practices. Again, you can have smart contracts, which is powered by blockchain technology, and you can automate the pricing and promotions based on predetermined rules and consistency, right? So again, I will suggest that if we can show the world, or we can show that additional, not that additional, but the 30% who are non-Muslim to take further action, because it is true, even in Malaysia, sometimes the halal food is more expensive because the source must be tayyib. That is the problem. I came back from Taiwan recently, and what was difficult is getting the raw materials, halal raw materials in Taiwan especially. And I think in China, they don't have that much problem, but in Taiwan they do. And this is what has caused the prices to increase. Okay, now we go to the unethical part of it, right? What does unethical practices mean? Deception, false advertisement, and exploitation of consumers' emotion or religious belief. Falsely claiming the product as halal without proper certification, and I mentioned it just now, which is not in compliance with Islamic dietary laws. We also here, Hastings did a research, and sometimes people try to manipulate consumers' emotions or religious beliefs to drive sales. Now, this went back as far as 2004. You can say there are a lot of advertisements at one time in Malaysia where they say that the honey they produce has been, has been prayed over they use sprayers, right, while they are manufacturing honey, right? So therefore, this gives added value. I really don't understand how their mind works, but this is one of the said where you manipulate consumers' emotions or religious beliefs to drive sales. This is a no-no actually, even in for halal or Muslim. You cannot do that. Okay. And if they do that, you tend to undermine or tarnish the reputation of other companies who are producing the same thing and having a proper halal logo or halal certification. So here, a deceptive and false advertisement means exaggerated claims about religious significance or purity of the halal product. Exploiting emotional vulnerabilities is preying on anxiety about religious obligation or social acceptance through emotionally manipulative advertising. And another thing, this is of concern because this is now happening, right? Okay. Encouraging excessive consumption. People forget that when you have halal, you also come with tayyib. So any advertisement that shows, no, for me it's bad. It shows a person who is really enjoying his food, and that person is plump, or especially for a child. So the mothers have this mindset: oh, if I give this food or this supplement, my child will be as fat. Or because Asians, they are like that. Asians, they like to see their children fat, not obese, but fat. They must be plump because then it will be, that's the Asian value, basically, right? That's the Asian value, which I hope one day will change. So how do you build trust and encourage respectful engagement? We must look at greenwashing and misrepresentation, try to avoid it. So we must not mislead customers about the halal compliance, avoid vague or ambiguous halal claims, and ensuring marketing materials are actually consistent with the halal practices. In terms of addressing cultural insensitivity, do not use stereotypes or generalization about Muslim consumers. Be mindful of gender roles and avoid objectification. And I'm not saying that we have got to be sensitive of the LGBTQ. No, it's just that we must be mindful of gender roles. Okay. And then respect religious symbols and practices, which during the time where we had that meat debacle, which I think another moderator, Dr. Umi, knows about this, right? And they abuse the use of halal logos. Okay, exploiting religious sentiments. Do not use manipulative tactics or emotional appeals based solely on religion. So correctly, we cannot use the word Allah in every promotion that we do. Or sometimes they're very clever. They will use Muhammad, or they will use a Muslim name, or they will use the Jawi and not the Roman lettering, just so that people buy without knowing. They trust. This is what happens in Malaysia as well. If you go and some of the people, they do not read properly, like they say, oh, this is in Jawi, so it must be correct, right? And they use a lady's name. Maybe it's Maimuna, even Aisha, right? And the producer is Aisha, let's say that way. And when you look at that name, we immediately associate it to Muslims, and they forget to be extra careful. Okay, so using IR 4.0, you can help build trust in the halal market. IR 4.0 technologies offer a powerful toolbox for brands to embrace ethical marketing practices and build trust. So these are the 4 that I mentioned previously. And I think my time is up. Okay, so I will not go through this. Right? And in conclusion, ethical marketing and brand development from an Islamic perspective require adherence to principles of honesty, transparency, and consumer welfare. The abuse of emotional and religious appeal in marketing, especially in the context of halal products, undermines trust and credibility. However, IR 4.0 technologies such as blockchain, AI-powered data analytics, and real-time monitoring offer promising solutions to uphold ethical standards and combat unethical practices in marketing of halal products. That's it. That's the end of my okay.
Thank you very much, Sister Adlin.
Yeah.
It's
Really
a good.
short.
It's impactful. And I would like to bring up a point that since you mentioned NPRA, the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency,
Yes.
that is actually focusing only for the pharmaceutical industry.
Yes, correct.
Coming from experience in the pharmaceutical industry in the past years, what I can say, the difference or what we can emulate from the pharmaceutical industry is something that we can put into the halal industry.
Yes.
So the halal industry practitioners, halal industry regulators, we need to understand the concepts that are in the pharmaceutical industry so that we can use similar approach into the halal industry. Because one of the key part about the pharmaceutical industry is that you want to provide to the pharmaceutical to the people, you must abide with all the rulings in the pharmaceutical industry. So, something like that we should be proposing and propagate for the halal industry. You want to provide for the 25% population of the world, then you should respect and comply with the requirements of the 25% population. If you're not, then you focus on the other consumers. You just ignore this 25%. It's your choice, right?
Yes, yes,
So,
I agree with you.
yeah.
We can start with Malaysia because I think Malaysia is the halal hub. So perhaps, with the manufacturer, the food manufacturers, there are associations, and perhaps also the government should approach them, working together with HDC as well as with JAKIM.
The whole ecosystem, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Sister Adlin. So now let's move on to Brother Daniel. Are you here?
Yes, I am. Give me just 1 second.
All right.
Just making sure that we're not disturbed.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, can you see me now?
Yes, I can. Yes, we can.
Let me see how we can upload the screen. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm having some challenges uploading the screen. Give me 1 sec. Can somebody help me to put this up?
Brother Muhammad, could you assist?
It's in my Google Drive.
Mr. Daniel,
Yes.
I think one of the way that you can approach is perhaps you can WhatsApp to your slides to Brother Muhammad or Sister Rosie, and then they will be able to share the screen if your handphone number is available to them. I think that's one option.
Okay, I've actually sent it to Dr. Noor already.
Dr. Noor. Dr.
Yeah.
Noor,
Okay.
are you there? Perhaps you can help.
But
Okay.
perhaps in the meantime, if Brother Jabal, if you're available now,
Yes,
maybe you can do the presentation first while we help up with Brother Daniel, and we switch place. Is it okay, Brother Jabal?
boleh. Okay, I'm okay,
Boleh,
inshallah.
all right. Okay then.
Sorry about this.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Brother Daniel. These things do come. So we let Brother Jabal to make the presentation first before we go back to you. You have the
Sure.
last. The last is always the best.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So Brother Jabal,
Yeah,
I will
sure.
now give this the stage to you. Please,
All right,
Brother Jabal.
sure. Thank you. So I thought I'm gonna be the last and the best, but turned out Daniel will
Yeah,
be
you
the
can
best.
still be the best. No worries. Everybody is the best.
Just
So far,
kidding.
today's presentation are all great. Okay.
Just kidding. All right, thank you so much, Miss Rosie, my master sifu in halal. Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you, organizer, for the opportunity for me to present today. Yeah, around 50 minutes, inshallah. All right, give me some time to share my slide presentation. Okay. So can you guys see my slide presentation?
Yes. But you
It's
need to do a presentation show.
okay, sure. Okay, how about now?
Yes.
Okay. Right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Salatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'd. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon. So my name is Muhammad Jabal bin Abdul Rahim. You can call me Jabal. I'm representing Serunai. I'm a head of Halal Center of Excellence in Serunai, where basically Serunai involved in two areas in halal. One is we do training and coaching for halal certification, and we don't limit ourselves on halal certification, but we also involve in developing system, to allow certification body to manage the application, to allow a consumer to access information about the halal certified product and the company, and also to allow authority to, or industry to manage or maintain their halal integrity. All right. So, okay. I think a lot of things has been covered by the previous speaker. However, let me put my point here. We have a lot of challenges, whether it's an ethical issue, we have non-ethical issue, we have a technical issue. So let me put my point here. We started Serunai, we started the journey as a halal around 16 years ago. Myself, I started in halal like 16 years ago as a halal auditor, and then I continue my journey as a halal coach or halal trainer. Right. So what we can see is halal started as one of the instruction in Sharia law, one of the obligation in Sharia Islamiyah, but it is evolved from Muslim responsible to become market needs. You know, halal certification, halal, you know, halal per se is not just only an obligation or responsible as a Muslim. So now it's become a market need, or it's become a trend in the market. Yeah. So in this world, halal industry is fragmented. Why I call it fragmented? Because we are divided by country, and every country, they have their own requirement. We also divided by the authority. We are divided by the legal requirement, and even by different certification body, where, you know, sometimes countries or certification body, they have their own style on managing their halal application. All right. So as time goes by, people is more depending on halal logo instead of understanding the soul or the true meaning of halal. So we depend on halal logo. Yeah. So halal logo representing halal assurance and make it sellable. Yeah. Product with halal logo without, you know, whether it's understandable halal or not. You know, as long as there is a logo, then we can buy it, we can purchase it. Yeah. So it's become a tools of marketing, yeah, emblem of trust on hygiene and many more. Yeah. So this is that something that we are afraid of. People don't really understand about halal, but they depend a lot on halal. Or instead of, you know, trust on the Sharia, now we trust on the logo. Yeah. All right. So it is also become an opportunity for the halal villain, yeah, to produce fake halal product, fake halal logo, or even fake certification body. And all this action considered as unethical. So let me share a little bit on the what happened in the market. I think most of the thing has been covered in the previous presentation. Yeah. So all right. So fake halal is a global issue. Yeah, it's not just happening in Malaysia, but it's happening all over the world. Yeah. As Surunai, we have an experience work together with Interpol, you know, just to combat on the halal fake product. Yeah. Okay, so this is on the fake halal logo. You just need to spend around $1 or $2, you know, to buy, to purchase a halal logo, or you don't. There is no effort needed, you know, to edit the certificate or make it certificate to look to look like you know, genuine or legit certification. All right, and then we have issue with the misuse of the halal term. Yeah. As you can see here, some people, they don't put halal, but they put no pork, no pig, no swine. Or what they did is they put emblem that related to Muslim, like Kubah Masjid. They put an Islamic name or Islamic decoration, yeah, just to attract Muslim consumer. All right, and then we have another issue where doubtful ingredient is commonly used in production. So what is doubtful ingredients here? So, okay, we are talking about the food additive, yeah? Food additive consists of the coloring, consists of stabilizer, consists of antioxidants, yeah, and many more. And there is a lot of food additive, and none of it is representing the status of halal or non-halal. That is an issue. Yeah. And all this food additive, it may derive from various sources. For example, it may be sources from the plant. It may source from the animal. And when we talk about animal, it may be derived from halal animal or non-halal animal. Okay, again, none of the numbers is representing halal status. That's why when we talk about the doubtful ingredients, we are referring to the food additive that we are quite uncertain, yeah, about the status of the ingredient itself. Yeah. All right. And then, yeah, so instead of doubtful ingredients, we're also having a problem with non-halal ingredients. Okay, so this is something happening in Malaysia, where balsamic vinegar is commonly used. Yeah, but it is stated in some of the label that balsamic vinegar contain wine. Yeah, so under Malaysian fatwa, it is considered as non-halal. All right. And then we also have an issue with weak process control of the place where most of the ingredient is halal. For example, like dried shrimp, dried fish, or even egg. Yeah, it's halal. We know it's halal. However, the condition of the places is so terrible. Yeah, they don't practice good hygiene practice. They allow, for example, they dry the shrimp or the fish traditionally in open air and allow a pets or even dog to take care of the shrimp or fish or whatever seafood it is. Yeah. So again, whether even though the product is halal, the ingredient is halal, but sometimes because there is no element of toiban, now things that are halal turn into non-halal or haram. All right, and we also have no or weak halal governance. This concern is especially for non-Muslim or Muslim minority countries where they don't have a specific act or law to protect the halal industry stakeholders. So, sometimes it's also become an unclear scope of certification or policy. Sometimes they don't even have agencies, roles, or testing facilities to accommodate on halal needs. Yeah. And it is also related to the limited organizational capacity and resources. Sometimes they have the halal certification body or authority, but the certification body and this authority, they don't have a certain competency needed. Yeah. All right, and then we have an issue with varying degree of understanding product evaluation method and process. Some said, okay, this method is acceptable, and some said this method is not acceptable. Another issue, yeah. And then needs for computer resources such as facilities, manpower, etc. Yeah. And then this is something that lead to digitalization, where ineffective way to trace halal product information. So remember everyone, like I said earlier, halal was instructed 1,500 years ago, and it is part of the Sharia law. Yeah, but over the years until now, instead of understanding the needs of halal, understand the meaning or the soul of halal, now we depend a lot on the halal. Halal go with because of many reasons. Yeah. So because of that, we have a lot of certification body. It was said that we have more than 400 certification body all over the world. Yeah, we have 400 certification body all over the world. But 90% of them do not have any system and are manually processing all halal application from members. What does it mean? It means they don't manage their data or information properly. Yeah, for example, in Malaysia, we recognize 84 certification body, but unfortunately, yeah, the status of this 84 certification body is unknown. I mean, what I mean is product that's certified by them, we don't have access to the information. So why? Because we don't have a proper platform to store the data. I think at the first place, we don't have a proper platform to manage the application. Yeah. All right. Okay, so this is also some of the challenges where some of the countries they recognize other certification body. Yeah, some of the countries they don't recognize each other. Yeah, and some certification body they only recognize other certification body with a proper ISO 17065 accreditation. All right, and this is the best part where countries without any halal acts or restriction. Yeah, so commonly this country is known among non-Muslim country, but they have a high Muslim population where the needs of halal product is still there. Yeah. All right, so okay. So we always watch in the movie, if there is a villain, yeah, and so hero will be born and rise to protect justice. So here we are, we have discussed about the issues happen by the halal villain, yeah. They create fake halal logo, fake halal product, and many more. So we want to be the hero, halal hero. So that's why we come up with the solution. Yeah. Alright. Halal as the focus point. Halal has steadily grown due to an increase of Muslim population globally and acceptance from the non-Muslim due to its profitability, quality assurance, health factor, and ethical awareness. All right. However, COVID-19. All right. Why COVID-19? Because COVID-19 is the one or the main reason it accelerates the needs of halal digitalization. You know, we have been facing the COVID-19. I think around more than a year, you know, but we still need to consume halal food. You know, so people, for example, halal executive or halal compliance officer, even though they are staying at home, they still need to take care of halal matters. But how? Yeah. So that's why one of the reason halal digitalization, you know, accelerated, and it's the right time for us to introduce ourselves. Yeah. All right. So despite the global pandemic, digital halal ecosystem makes any future unprecedented disaster or pandemic bearable with such impeccable halal connectivity and traceability it provides. So this is our technology. As you can see here, this is actually a pillar of halal ecosystem, or a pillar for halal industry, to known as a halal industry. There is no halal industry without halal certification body or authority. There is no halal industry without industry, and there is no halal industry without consumer. So what we develop is, number one, we have to, you know, accommodate the needs of the halal certification body, where this halal certification body are managing application from the industry. So industry need to do application through the system that we call as a VH Smart, and the application will be received by authority or certification body through CBMS. And end of the day, once all the process is completed, the information and all the data should be accessible to consumer through Verify Halal. Yeah. So currently, Verify Halal is available free, and I am welcome for everyone to use Verify Halal. It's not just about apps that you know, provide free information on the halal certified company, but it's more than that. Yeah, we have a feature for the company, you know, to do the self-evaluation before submitting the application, and many more. Yeah. I think in short, that's all about the you know, digitalization and unethical issue. Thank you again for the opportunity. Inshallah, we'll see you again. So I pass the mic back to our host, Ms. Rosie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother Jabal. Insightful presentation. So, you know, you still have a great presentation, even though second last. All right. Okay. Can you stop sharing so that I can check? Brother Daniel, are you able, or would you like me to help?
Yes, I'm trying right now.
Okay, try first. If not, I have a copy of your slide, but it's better if it is on the PowerPoint.
Yeah, I'm still trying to see where it's coming from. It's not doing me any good.
Perhaps
No.
I'll try. I'll try to share. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can, that would be great.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about this.
No worries. Let's see. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
So I'll just say next slide, and you can help me advance it if you can.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Last, hopefully not least, rounding off the day. But I think there was a reason why, was that Brother Jabal went ahead of me, because I think rounding this off, we're going to talk about technology. Disclaimer, I'm no halal expert, neither am I, Islamic expert, but I'm here by invitation of Dr. Noor, to talk about how technology could help us guide a lot of the halal practices, and also keep, the halal practices in check. a little bit, about me. Have been in the IT industry for 40 years. Was with Dr. Noor in the Multimedia Super Corridor in Malaysia. And now I'm living in Singapore, where we are also having a reasonably big Muslim population. So halal is a big thing for us here in Singapore as well. So salam Ramadan to everyone. I think we talked about a lot of stuff like fake and scams and all that. The question is, how do you prevent it? How do you, get alerted by it? And how do you actually track and trace it? Will technology help? So my topic's really ethical and sustainable growth in the halal industry, leveraging AI, which is artificial intelligence, for productivity and business success, so we can enhance efficiency, compliance, and consumer confidence. Next slide, please. So what we're going to talk about is the title that I have just highlighted. Today, we will explore how ethics, sustainability, and artificial intelligence intersect, in driving growth and innovation within the halal industry. Firstly, I hope everyone understands what is artificial intelligence. This term has been around for many, many years. It has been used rightfully, wrongfully, just like many of our brothers and sisters, who spoke before me, talk about the misuse of the logo, the misuse of the terms. Likewise, in the technology world, we misuse a lot of the terms as well. So AI, has been misused a lot. That day when I was walking into a Watson's here in Singapore, and I saw shampoo AI, and I thought, wow, this is so advanced. We have shampoo AI. How does AI help in making our hair look better? Little did I know that AI in the shampoo means anti-itch. Nothing to do with artificial intelligence, right? So I think the previous speaker talked about how it could be misrepresenting halal in a way that is written in Arabic characters or Jawi in our language, or using the name of Allah and all that, likewise in technology as well. So we will be highlighting all those points. Could I have the next slide, please? So supply chain is a big, big thing in making sure that, our products are coming together in the right time, but also very important to look at how we source those products. So one area where ethics and sustainability play a crucial role is in supply chain management. It's essential for businesses to ensure ethical sourcing practices and minimizing environment impact through the supply chain. Now, under the guidance of Dr. No, I am not just addressing how technology could help in the halal industry, but also adding into it sustainability, because that's part and parcel of the halal discussion, and also the environmental impact of how we produce those products. AI algorithms can analyze vast amounts of data collected from various sources along the supply chain, including suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and retailers. For example, I'm sure you guys have heard of Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is a pioneer in plant-based halal products. It uses AI algorithm to analyze supply chain data and source sustainable ingredients for its products. So this is plant-based protein in that sense. So nothing to do with animals, right? So in the case of Beyond Meat, AI algorithms can analyze data on factors such as ingredient availability, pricing, transportation, costs, and environment impact to optimize ingredient sourcing. Additionally, the other company that uses this is Nestle. Employs AI-powered sensors to monitor water usage, and waste generation in its halal-certified factories, demonstrating a commitment to sustainability and consumer trust. Nestle uses AI-powered sensors and IoT devices installed in its factory to collect real-time data on water usage and so forth. So that's one area, which is supply chain management. The next area is really quality control and assurance. Maintaining product quality and integrity is another critical aspect of ethics and sustainability in the halal industry. AI-powered quality control system enable businesses to ensure adherence to ethical and halal standards during production. AI can be used to develop predictive model that analyze historical data on production processes and product quality to identify potential issues and prevent defects. Nestle's implementation of AI-powered quality control systems is a prime example on how technology can be harnessed to maintain product quality while upholding ethical standards. Nestle AI-powered quality control systems can analyze data from sensors, cameras, and other sources to monitor parameters as temperature, humidity, pressure, and ingredient proportions during the production processes. So you have a system that ensures the continuity of supply in the supply chain arena. You must also have another system to actually look at quality control and assurance to make sure that the products that you're using to produce the ingredients that you're using to produce the products are really in adherence to what you are really looking for in the halal framework. If we go to the next slide, please. And I think somebody talked about certification earlier. Streamlining the halal certification process is essential for ensuring transparency and compliance with ethical and halal standards. I definitely, buy a lot of halal food because my family is Muslim. And we actually saw the halal logo being, displayed differently depending on where that product comes from. So of course, I'm very familiar with the Malaysia and Singapore one, but when the product comes from Middle East or even China or Australia, where they actually produce a lot of halal meat, the halal logo seems to be a little bit different. So it may confuse a lot of consumers who are not as learned as our speakers here and all that. So that's one point that I've always been asking, why is the difference, right? And if you want other, people outside of the Muslim faith to adopt this, then, that is very important factor to make sure that, familiarity builds trust. If I'm not familiar with the logo and it changes all the time, although the word halal is on it, it actually brings a question mark whether it is from legitimate sources, right? So AI technologies such as machine learning algorithms can automate and streamline documentations, verification, and auditing process involved in halal certification. Organizations like Ivanka have implemented AI-based certification management systems to streamline the halal certification process and uphold ethical and sustainable standards. Next slide, please. Next one is really product authentication and traceability. What does that mean? Transparent product authentication and traceability are crucial for building consumer trust and confidence. AI-powered technologies such as blockchain, Sister Razaifu just now has talked about blockchain as well, enable businesses to track the journey of products from farm to shelf, ensuring ethical and sustainable practices. Now, this system can also be duplicated when you talk about what you call, what is that thing that is more expensive in the supermarket that we buy, and it is like no artificial ingredients added to it, organic, right? Organic. I mean, it's very, very similar to that discussion, right? So blockchain technology combined with AI algorithms enables transparent and tamper-proof product authentication and traceability. Now, one company that has used that pretty successfully is Carrefour. Use implementation of blockchain-based traceability systems for the halal products. Is a prime example on how businesses can leverage technology to enhance transparency and traceability. Carrefour's blockchain-based traceability systems use AI algorithm to analyze data from IoT devices. IoT, if you're not familiar, are devices that are set around the parameter or in water or whatever you want to be measuring. And I think People have been using it to measure the flow of water in our pipes, the quality of water in our pipes, and by looking at the differentiation between the water flow from one IoT device to the other, you could actually denote where the blockage, for example, of the pipe is. So technology is coming in to help in a lot of these places where I think in the past I have been told that somebody would take a stick and go and knock on the pipe, and if they hear a different sound, and that's where the blockage is. Could you imagine if you have to knock on pipes that are over a few hundred kilometers? That would be a really tedious task and very, very time consuming. If we can go to the next slide, consumer insights and personalization. Now, I think the two speakers before talked a little bit about marketing. I think one phrase that's being used in the technology arena is called hyper-personalization. How can we make things that is just for you? Now, hyper-personalization is a very generic term that could be used for, let's say, healthcare, where they personalize drugs that is just for you, looking at your DNA composition and stuff like that. Now, hyper-personalization can also be in marketing, where you actually look at how a person buy, how a person pay, when a person buy, and from where the person buy, to actually make sure that the whole supply chain is going to support the supply of what this person wants. And when you aggregate it out, 100 people wants to buy a loaf of bread on Wednesday at 7 o'clock from the 7-Eleven at the corner of Jalan Bangsa, you now know your flow of supply chain in terms of how many bread to be brought into that shop at that time and that day, on that day. And the other thing to look at it is this will impact supply chain in a big way, because the sourcing of the ingredients, the supply of the ingredients to the factory after the product is produced, how does it get shipped to that shop, just in time for those people to be able to consume those bread is going to be very, very critical. And of course, from a marketing perspective, consumer insights can also help determine prices so that you don't have a lot of wastage. Consumer insights also dictate how you should look at it from a behavioral standpoint on how people pay for it. So banks could basically say, hey, if you use my credit card to pay for this loaf of bread, then you would get a 50 points to buy your next loaf of bread or whatever. So with data, you can do a lot of stuff in terms of customer insights and personalization. Could I have the next slide, please? So facilitating halal tourism is the other thing that we looked at as the last use case that I'm going to be tabling, where I think this year, Malaysia has actually, or rather 2023, gone through a big surge in terms of tourism. I'm using an old case study, which is Visit Malaysia 2020, where AI-powered platforms to showcase eco-friendly and sustainable tourism destinations, and more importantly, attracting Muslim travelers seeking ethical and halal-friendly experience can be put together. So technology can connect the dots, if you like, so, from a travel, agent standpoint to where to get the best food, where to get, the best halal food in this case, and how to go to, destinations that these people, who are coming into the country from, Muslim countries would like to visit. And that's your hyper, customization and personalization perspective as well, using data, right? So I'm just going to go to slide 9, if you may, in the interest of time. So I just want to recap some key points, right? The importance of ethics, sustainability, and AI in the halal industry is important to be looked at from an impact on business success. Now, totally in agreement with, not to cheat, not to use inferior product or ingredients and all that. But, by using technology, it will also impact on business success, whether you are in the halal business or not. So positive effects on reputation, customer trust, and competitiveness if you, preserve all these values within the halal economy using technology would be something that people look at. The call to action is really to adopt ethical and sustainable practices and leverage technology for innovation and growth. And continued engagement is to have further conversation and collaboration. I mean, we are human beings. This continues to evolve, not just within the Muslim community, as I think some of the speakers have talked about. It is being mimicked and referenced, because it is such a trustable system of providing good quality, food, where non-Muslims are looking at this as well. So I really appreciate my participation. Thank you very much for inviting me here. This is me not trying to be funny. I was in Dubai, and I always respect the culture that I'm in. So I bought myself a little outfit to be dressed like the people there. And I was there to actually receive a worldwide marketing award. This is my contact. You could look for me in LinkedIn, in Medium, where I wrote a lot of articles. And I'm Daniel Ng from Omni-Integra. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Brother Daniel. I
Thank you.
somehow cannot stop sharing. Now I'm having the problem. Okay. What are we having now on the screen? Because I'm having a full screen now. All right. Are we having the full session screen now on the full show? Brother Muhammad? Brother Muhammad? Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Are you having, because on my screen I still see Brother
Yes.
Daniel's screen show.
Yes, even I see it.
Yeah, also seeing it, because
Yes.
the option is only new share and resume sharing. I don't have stop sharing. How come?
Okay.
Okay.
I
All
did,
right.
yes.
Great. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, so I see some of the chats. Very inspiring presentation. Yeah, indeed. I'm quite happy to be involved as the MC for today, because the sharing here is as great as yesterday, and I would like to bring upon the message that was pointed out yesterday, that I also emphasize that we should take this as an amanah. Whatever that we do is not only the HCB, but us in the marketing, us in the manufacturer, us in the whole ecosystem. We have to take this as an amanah. What we are doing is an amanah for the end result of barakah from him for the benefit of the ummah. So with that note, I would like to call upon the moderator for the next session, Dr. Umi, to come on board to then moderate the panel discussion with all these great presenters. Dr. Umi, your stage.
Assalamualaikum. My can see me?
Yes. You are you're by the seaside. That's my
with a very good mood here.
Yeah.
It's
that's
too
my
windy.
favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite place too. All right, please proceed, Dr. Umi.
Okay, thank you, Madam Rosiato, for this very, I think, engaging and attractive session. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and participants, this is my pleasure, extends a warm welcome to each and every one of you for our panel discussions on our topic today, which is related to how to organize unethical practice and emotional manipulations in the halal economy. So I believe that all of us and all of you and our participant today already know who is our final panelist for our next session. Can I see Puan Adlin? We also have Daniel. Yes. They have the other one. Muhammad Jabbar Abdul Rahim, can I see you? Okay, there you are. Okay, so before we begin, let me introduce about myself. My name is Dr. Umi Hamidatun Muhammad Sofian Lee. I am a research fellow in USIM and also a senior lecturer in Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia, USIM. So Madam Adlin is one of my colleague and also my research partner in Halal, inshallah. So we will have a very simple discussion today with our panelists. Can I start with Madam Anna? Maria,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Okay, that's good. All right, I have one question to you,
Yeah.
so we may discuss about it. Okay, so what strategies can business employ to adapt the evolving consumer expectations and market trend, ensuring the continuance of relevance and the success of halal brand for the long-term sustainability?
For the long term.
Yes.
So I think that there is 3 key points. Okay.
All right.
The first one for sure will be a reliable halal certification. The second one will be the communication. But the third one, and the very important one, will be educating the consumer. Because I can see that the certification centers, the accreditation centers, the standardization center, we are all doing a lot of efforts. But if the consumer is not properly educated, all our efforts will not be successful. And I'm not talking only about non-Muslim consumers that are the 30% that we saw before, okay, but also about the 70% of the Islamic consumer. We saw in the other presentation a lot of mistakes in communication, a lot of mistakes in certifications, but all this can exist now in the market because the consumer is not well educated.
Yes.
And for Islamic brand, my suggestion is to go slowly in the market and invest in the market, invest not only on the product, on how the product is done, but also in promotion, advertising. Because what I can see in European market, for example, is that we have a lot of application for halal certification, but 50% of the companies that apply for certification remain in the market for 2 or 3 years. They don't see immediate result. And the reason they don't see immediate result is because they are not investing in the halal part of their business. Okay, they consider this as a niche market, and we all know that is not exactly a niche market.
Okay, that's good. Do we have any comment from other speakers? Additional comment, maybe? Okay.
Dr. Umi.
All right, thank you.
Dr. Umi, right? I didn't pronounce it wrong.
Yes.
You know, I think right now the halal word is very much associated with Islam.
Yes, definitely.
And which is not wrong. Obviously, it is, you know, part and parcel of that. I think it should also be associated with quality control, with cleanliness, you know, with ethical, with sustainability, and therefore it will open itself up to non-Muslim community to adopt halal practice as well. So that's my very, very simple outlook on it, because frankly, for non-Muslims to eat halal food is not a problem.
Yes.
But they need to understand what that logo or the meaning of halal connotates. And, you know, for a non-Muslim, the religion is not important, you know, but what it represents would be cleanliness, you know, the ethical practice that's put in to raise the you know, livestock, and also the quality of all that comes through. So that's my humble opinion.
Okay.
Can I just make a comment on this very, very quickly?
Okay.
Brother Daniel said for non-Muslim it is not a problem to consume halal, but actually this is not what is happening. I can give you an example of the Italian market, in which moment there is a boycotting of halal products.
Okay.
Because of anti-Islamic party, anti-Islamic movement, and they are using the halal meat to describe to the other non-Muslims how unethical it is, the halal. I was in a TV show yesterday where we was attached for the problem of the halal meat. So yes, we have to promote the halal as for its ethics also, not only for the Islamic part, but it is very important to explain to non-Muslim that these ethics are good for all mankind.
Yes.
That our treatment of animal is respectful, is for their safety, for their for the animal health and protection.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we are coming back to the point that we must educate the consumer first.
Yes. I think maybe because of the lacks of awareness, that's why the incidents that happen, like Anna said just now, I think in terms of promotions of the integrations of the halal within the supply chain itself need be promoted throughout the system, throughout the multimedia, so that they can know what are the benefits of the product itself. Not only because of the religion's belief, but I believe it's actually beyond the obligations of the religion. So that is the importance of the consumers of halal products and how we need to educate the people within the areas, not locally, but also globally. Okay, so can we move for the other question? Oh, okay.
Because what, I've been doing a lot of training for halal, and I also have overseas participants. And I have always said this, that you don't look at it as a religion, but look at it as a standard as well. Like HACCP, it is a much better standard than HACCP, and we don't just talk about slaughter. It is what is the concern about the Europeans and the Westerners about, the concern is about the welfare of the animals. But I just like to emphasize more on toy. That is my own thing, I always tell my participants, look at the toy bud, how effective it is. It's much better than just HACCP, because you're looking not just from farm to fork, but you're also looking at the sources before that, the processes up until it reaches the consumers. That's my concern, actually. Yeah.
I think we're all agreeing on the fact that, to make it a standard versus just a religious thing. I think, Anna, in this part of the world, the Chinese and the non-Muslims actually would walk into any Malay stores, Indian Muslim stores, and consume the food without even thinking twice about whether it's halal or not halal. I think, fair to say that different parts of the world reacts differently to different things. So, but I think we're coming back to the same point, is into making sure that it is a standard of quality and ethical practices and all that beyond that of a religious standard. All right. Sorry, Dr. Umi.
Okay, that's good. So I think we already come to the conclusion on how important it is that have been sharing by our three panelists. Muhammad Jabal, do you have any comment on that? Then we are discussing about the integrities of ethics, how important to Muslim and non-Muslim related to the halal product, and throughout the supply chain itself, from the fork to the market. Okay.
I just want to add on, this is based on my experience for the past 16 years, and we have been developing the system, and once the system is considered as finished and ready to use, we are taught that people, especially when we talk about the halal industry, they are ready to use the system. But turn out, when we promote the system, people are not ready. People are not competent.
Yes.
So my point is, you don't have to talk about digitalization, whereas the user itself is not competent. The user itself is not ready.
Not ready,
Yeah.
yes.
So let's get back to yeah, they are not ready. This is real, yeah. They are not ready. I mean, this is not, maybe it's not fair because we are talking about the Malaysian standard where we have,
Yes.
halal assurance system. It consists of 10 elements,
Yes,
So
yes.
again, instead of just selling the system, we want people to be competent, and we want people to know what is the pillar, what is the principle of halal and
Yes.
haram. Then only we talk about digitalization. All right, that is my point of view. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jabal. So I think why not we move to the areas of Daniel and also Jabal that we are looking to digitalization. I have one question related to AI technology. Shall we discuss about that?
Sure.
I think Puan Adlin also quite interested because there have few research that have been done by her related to the AI technology. Okay, so I would like to ask, maybe we can start with Anna. What are the ethical consideration that we need to relook at when we are discussing about the implementations of AI solution in the industry of halal itself?
Sorry, my audio was out.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I well understand the question. Can you repeat, please?
I said that what
are the ethics?
Yes, consideration when we want to adopt the ideas of AI technology to be implemented in the halal industry itself.
Okay, I think that our brother before already said one of the problem we find is that the companies, sometimes the certification centers and the consumers are not ready, unfortunately. If you give you the example of the Italian market, we tried to assess to some technologies, and the first problem was the companies, people in the companies was not speaking English.
Okay.
Very few people speaking English or speaking other languages, and there is not the translation of the programs, for example. The second is they have their own systems, company systems for raw materials. They have programs that cannot be integrated in the new programs. So they have to rebuild their system of accountancy, of raw materials, of everything. And if halal is not the first of their markets, they will take a stop. Okay, they rather prefer to stop the halal part because they are not ready. Okay.
Yes.
And another problem is to share with the companies that they are not sharing their internal secrets. Okay. Some of the companies, they feel like to get access to the QR code or to the blockchain, like we are controlling all the process, all the raw materials, all their suppliers and the secrets and sharing with everybody. But obviously this is not the point. The blockchain doesn't show you all the steps of the process, only guarantee that what you are declaring is confirmed. Okay, is notarized. So yes, I agree with our brother. The problem we are facing, because we as a certification center, we are applying obviously programs, AE, and a lot more. But the problem is, yes, consumer companies and certification centers are not ready.
So actually, how to overcome the limitation and the challenge that we are facing now? Because I believe when we are discussing about try to make the halal industry globally, so whether we like it or not, we need to adapt
I mean, the potentials of the AI. Yes, we need to adapt with the eras of digitalization, IR revolution, for example, so that we will able to achieve the needs of the people, not only locally, but globally. So, what do you comment on that? How actually the overcome the obstacles, that the challenge that we are facing now, especially among the suppliers, among the manufacturers who are not ready to open access towards the technology that we are having now.
If I can add, I was listening to the presentation of Brother Mohammed, and yes, we have many issues of Halal certification centers that are accredited by this center or not this center, or by Jakim or not. But one of the point is, do Halal certification can assess to accreditation? Because we know that there's certification center that applied, for example, to Jakim 8 years ago and still had not the visit, okay? Or applied to GCC 3 years ago and still had not the visit, and so on. So can we consider that these certification centers are less trustable than another certification center that already get the assess, maybe because it was a nearby country, or it was... So what have to be the minimum standard of a certification center? What have to be, how can we integrate all this process and make an international accreditation or international basic requirement? So I think that this will be the key, because if all the certification center will share their certified companies, so the raw material certified, and we can have all this in one platform, like Malaysia is trying to do, but only for Jakim accredited companies.
Yes.
Maybe we can help each other, because yes, Halal, like all the other markets, are international. Our companies in Italy buy raw materials from Malaysia, from Taiwan, from China, and they need to assess the Halal certified ingredients or the Halal certified products.
Okay, Mr. Daniel, do you have any comment on this? When we are discussing about the digital and also technology that we have.
Learning from the other panelists, but I just want to kind of take a step from a very different perspective. What does AI work on? What's the basis of AI? The basis of AI is data.
Yes.
Right? You're talking about ethical practices. I mean, today, when we kind of look at what data is available out there, it is very much a lot of data that is collected to program AI systems today from the Western world. Right, our participation in from an Eastern world side in contributing data, so that the algorithm that is produced by to run the AI system is not biased. It's not biased, not because people want to make it biased, because the data is biased.
Yes.
The source, right? The other thing that a lot of AI experts are thinking about is also, today, as it stands, we collect a lot of data that's used by human, and ChatGPT actually dig into those data to talk about, to build stories and stuff. A few years down the road, those data will be produced by AI.
Yes.
So the question is,
the data also outdated. I mean, they can just can capture for the 2 years back and not the current one. Yes.
And I think the other concern is, you are now using AI to build the decision tree on data that is produced by another AI. So that's the big question that not just the halal world is looking at, is
but
the
also
AI
the others.
world, right? So when you kind of look into this, then you can really say, a lot of the technology, nuances will come into play. Data governance. What kind of data do you put in? What kind of data don't you put in? And what's the right data, the good data, and all that. So once you get that true, then you have to have a body to provide the guidance.
Right?
I think the challenge today is that we have multiple bodies. And I'm right, the other one is right. So who's right? right? So
Yes.
the unification of a standard body will be very, very critical. Then, of course, when you roll it out to the marketplace, you know, I think everyone talked about training and all that. Training is a big word. Is it a skill set training or the application of that
Of training,
technology training? Right. So what are we talking about? Right. So a lot of people say AI, and you go and take a course in AI and come out and you don't really get a job unless you're a researcher. What people want is, how do you apply AI to retail, to halal industry, for example? And that is clearly quite missing in the industry today, because I think every new technology that comes up needs a little bit of time for the industry to catch up and say, okay, I can apply AI, which is my presentation, into sustainability, into halal, into ethical practices. When that comes about, then you would have the interest, because training you can push out, and like here in Singapore, we offer people money to take the training. You know, it's not just that. It is like, do I get a job after I take the training?
Yes, that is the most important things to think.
If I don't get a job, then why should I go even
What
to
for?
take?
Yes.
Exactly, right?
And then the training also costs a lot.
Yes. So cost, depending on whoever is paying it. Over here, the government pays 90% of the cost. But you know, if you kind of very simplification wise put it in the category of, you know, AI is based on data. Let's get the data governance piece right. And you know, and you want to make an ethical decision, it has to be non-biased. And if the data is biased, then your decision will be biased.
Yes,
right?
I agree with that. Because we don't have any proper control on that. And then I think to apply the technology itself, we need to have a check and balance. They have one body have been as the monitoring functions, and then this is the one who can check whatever that have been done, whether it's correct or not. So we have a missing part there.
Right.
And yes.
Can I add a bit?
Okay, yes,
I'm interested because just now Annamaria was saying about a platform. You know, a platform. Yeah. Right now, as I understand it, OIC SMIC is actually bringing all together all these HCBs and all that. So HCBs have their own companies that have taken certification from them. If all this can be brought in together, right, under one platform, that means everyone will be sharing this information. So for me, right, OIC SMIC should be the one that is pushing for this agenda, because even JAKIM is involved, and BJPH is also involved. Everybody is there. And then we have all these experts over here about AI. So AI is actually something that depends on how much information is inputted into there. And because if it is all under one governing body like SMIC, right, inshallah, it will work. It will work. It's a matter of getting people together. So instead of just having meetings all the time, do something that you can get, because the technology now is not that expensive. The experts are there. And I'm very sure, just like what happened during COVID, everybody is so afraid of using the technology. Now everyone is really open to it. So there is a solution, really. There is a solution, as long as we aspire to it and we subscribe to it. Yeah.
Dr. Adlin, you know, you're so right? Everyone asks which C-level actually help accelerate the transformation to digital. And everyone says CIO, no. CEO, no. It's C for COVID.
Yes.
Right? It forces to think out of the box and do things differently. And we sometimes are very complacent and say we're happy with what we have. I don't want to change. And when COVID happened, nobody can get out of the house and everyone has to use digital. And now we have progressed digital much faster than what we would have anticipated, right? So yeah. And AI should be along that. Maybe it's an ISO standard kind of thing that people
Yes.
should subscribe
Yes,
to
yes.
and say, oh, are you now you get a stamp of approval? You're AIO or whatever, right? A standard for whatever, right? A process or delivery or whatever. Then that become a global standard, and now you will have a very uniform, maybe even a halal logo that's uniform. People look at it and say, oh, this is truly a trusted brand at the end of the day.
Okay, that's good. Any additional before we end our session today? I only have 30 minutes that have been reminded by our our committee. So they have any last word maybe from Cik Jabal, Muhammad Jabal, regarding the further revolutions that you actually can imagine to expand the halal industry that we have currently.
Yeah, thank you. We want to make halal accessible for everyone.
Yes, yes.
We want to spread the good knowledge, understanding about halal to everyone. Halal is for all. Halal is something that universal. When we talk about SDG, Sustainable Development and Growth, it is actually already governed in Islamic term, maqasid Sharia.
Yes.
So let's continue. It is jihad for us to ensure that the food that we consume is halal. And also we assist the Muslim or the community when they consume halal food. Inshallah, our prayer will be accepted by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Inshallah, it's not just about halal food, it's not just about industry. Yeah, by end of the day, we want our prayer to be accepted by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. I think that's my last message. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Okay. So do we have any last comment from our panelists today? Any additional before I conclude the discussion? Okay.
You
No?
can conclude.
Okay. So first of all, and now we are coming to the ends of the panelist discussion. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for my kindly assistant from Madam Roziatul Akmal Osman. Nice to know you, inshallah. I will hope that we will have a very good cooperations and collaboration, inshallah, in future. Not only you, but with all the panelists that will attend with me during this conference session. So I extend my warmest welcome to our esteemed panelists and all participants today. Thank you for joining us, and I wish you all of you very get a very good sharing some knowledge that we have. Then we are coming together to try to protect the halal industry that we have because we can see it can go further and also very expand in future, inshallah. With that, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us and grant us greater accomplishment in future. So do we have any photo session? Oh, we must have it.
That's something that has been not thought about in yesterday's session. So
Oh,
yeah.
really? Okay. So in my session, I will never forget to taking a photo.
Okay. All right. So
Let's do.
So will take the responsibility as our photographer.
Brother No.
I have Dr. No phone here.
Brother No, could you take the photo?
Brother No? Dr. Lina, can you capture the moment for us? Okay.
Okay, let our organizer take the picture.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, maybe perhaps when the Dr. Alina and Dr. No could be on screen too.
Mr. Jabal, put your eyes on camera, please. I can't see your eyes. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
I tried to put the background, but I don't know why. I can't do that.
You're making us jealous.
That's why. Okay.
It's okay. It's a soothing picture anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so Brother
right.
No, 1, 2, 3. One more time.
One more time. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
So thank
So
you very
thank
much,
you
Dr. Umi.
for having me. Thank you so much. I'm still new in this industry. I hope I will be able to join more like this conference, inshallah, seminar or any kinds of workshop that have been organized by organizer. So I hope to see all of you again. All right. Thank you so much, Roseatul. So you may
Thank
conclude
you.
the session because you are
Thank you.
the head of the team for our discussion today. The floor
Okay.
is yours, Doctor.
All right. Alhamdulillah. Wow. Sister Annamaria, I want to show us your background. You are staying
Ah, that's
somewhere.
I wanted
good.
to show you Venice, but it's
Wow.
hard. Let me show you.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Good. I've been there
Very
before.
nice.
We have
I wait
conference
for
in
you
there.
all to visit me, okay?
Okay,
Okay.
inshallah.
Inshallah. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think
Anak,
we share.
you can conduct a very simple conference or workshop in your place and let us know, invite us as a
Let's
guest
do it.
speaker.
Yeah.
Let's do
One
it.
thing we share in common is our love
Yes, yes.
for the seaside. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
All right.
yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone who's present here. It's a very good and enlightening
Inshallah.
perspective that we have shared, and let's make this knowledge sharing to be more meaningful by implementing it so that it become later a wisdom for our future generation to continue the journey. It's long a journey. It is a very, very long journey. I've been here since 2005 for halal, and I still, for halal pharmaceutical, I still feel that it's still in the embryonic stage. And as we talk along, I think once we thought of progressing up, there's still an obstacle. That's why roads are curvy, because the curviness shows that it goes down again, and you have to struggle up. But no worries, as we go along this road, we find new acquaintances, new people like we met here now today, and rekindle and re-strengthen existing relationship, and a reminder that we should continue keeping in touch. So inshallah, we'll meet again in future, and let's use this platform of International Halal Conference to be a medium for us to continue our jihad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Salam.
wabarakatuh.